Hi. This week I've been looking at the question, what is digital? And I've been taking the different aspects of digital and exploring how do we use digital technology to transform results? Because that's what I think digital is. It's not just about replacing the things we were doing before with the same thing but done on an email. It's about actually changing the way that we approach fundraising and the way that we communicate with our supporters. So yesterday I looked at digital channels, and today I really want to focus in on digital marketing, because digital marketing is one of those things that we know we have to do. We're probably doing it. It's probably sorted away in some corner in the organisation with someone who really knows what they're doing. But actually, we need to understand this at a fundamental level, otherwise we'll miss out on the main benefit of digital marketing. Because like the other aspects of digital, there are two stages to this. The first stage is where we simply say, I was doing this in a offline marketing approach previously. I was doing display ads, I was doing posters on the tube, whatever my advertising was, community marketing, you name it. But I'm now going to run the same kind of thing, but in a digital content. So I'm going to use display ads on web pages. I'm going to throw some key search terms into Google and promote those and hope that I can get people clicking through. And at the end of the campaign, I'll then be able to sort of see what's gone on and see whether that was an effective thing to do. Now, if we do that, we will be using digital technology to deliver results. But as far as I'm concerned, that's not digital, because in order to really get the benefit, we want to transform results. We want to really use the power that digital brings. And in digital marketing, there's a very specific thing that digital can do. It was kind of 100 years ago that we first heard the phrase, half the money I spend on advertising is wasted. The trouble is I don't know which half. That was John Wanamaker, a pioneer of marketing over in the US, saying that. It's taken us 100 years to actually figure out, actually we can figure out which half. And what digital marketing allows us to do is not just identify at the end of a campaign which ads landed and which ads didn't, which customers who were sort of pulled through from a campaign purchased a product, or which supporters who were pulled through from a campaign went on to become a subscriber. It actually allows us to do that as the campaign is happening. And that's the fundamental shift. That's what changes from us delivering results and just running that campaign alongside our other offline campaigns into something that actually transforms results, because we can tailor as we go day by day according to what the response is from the people who respond to our campaigns. So that's the level that I think we really need to get to quickly when it comes to effective digital marketing. There is no point in simply taking the budget that was on offline marketing and spending it online if all we're doing is running the whole campaign and then getting to the end and seeing if it worked. Because we're missing out on the transformative aspect of digital marketing, which allows us to course correct as we go. So when this is run right, what it looks like is a test. You use this content that you've generated in the digital space and you put it out there and you test it. So you see, well, what combinations work well? What combination of creative on a display ad or search term in a search word actually works best with which kind of content? And you end up with a much richer picture, both of your own content and also of your supporters, because you'll find that these things come into groups. So organizations that sort of put out a range of different presentations of their case for support will find certain people will be really attracted to click through from a certain type of ad, and they'll respond to one particular kind of content really well. People who click through from a different display ad or a different message might not respond so well to that first piece of content. They might actually prefer something that addresses a different area. And so by using this as you go within the course of a campaign and using a rich variety of content and stuff I was speaking about yesterday, which is a little bit more modular than the kind of content that we've previously been used to using in campaigns, you can very quickly tailor a journey where it's not just a sort of one-shot beginning to end, what's the cost of acquisition, how many people fall off during that process. It's actually something where you're able to go into each step that a supporter takes through that journey and optimize each of those steps. And of course, when you start to do that, then you see that the power of multiplying up the savings that you make, because you're not simply looking at, well, only 10% of the people that started at A ended up at Z, you're saying, well, if 10% of those people fell off at the beginning and I can reduce that to 8% falling off at the beginning, all of a sudden that's carried all the way through the process, and you can very quickly turn some smallish marginal gains at different stages into a transformed performance, 2, 3 times, 10 times the performance that campaign would have had if you'd simply run it for 6 weeks and seen what the result was at the end. So I encourage you, get into that, get into how do we use content effectively and split it up so that we can respond as we go on digital campaigns to really use digital marketing to transform results. Till next time.